This area is called Ribbontail, and initially we were just a few families got together with the same interest involved. And then I suppose it just grew from there, and we've always had that ethos. We like to get families involved, we like to get parents involved. So over the years the club has grown and the membership has grown, and I think at the moment we're probably at max capacity because we max out on the equipment that we have and volunteers that we have to look after the children we have.
And then if you want to put one end on the water, and then the other side, yeah. There you go. Yeah, keep your paddles tight.
The cottage here at Ribbontail was a lockkeeper's cottage, and obviously traditionally the barges come up the canal, and there's actually no lock here per se, but it was used as a stopping off point for supplies for Longwood, so coal, turf, etc. would have been stored in the shed beside, and I could see the potential of a lockkeeper's cottage having been restored and the difference between a derelict and a renovated cottage. So I suppose for lots of reasons you know, we thought it would be lovely to see it restored, and not only just for canoeing, for all the people that walk by here, and now that the cycleway is here, it's obviously now benefiting a lot more, and a lot more people see it and use it. So this is the kitchen here, and the door there is the door now that used to be a window, but we were able to open that to make it more accessible to the canal, okay? And here is the original front door, okay? And this is what would have been the porch of the original cottage, okay? And to our right here you have the toilet, and if in here is the male changing rooms at the moment, what we use as the male changing rooms. And while we were doing up this cottage, you know, we'd be working on it and people would pass by, and obviously everybody was curious and interested and would come in and tell us their stories. And one of the stories that we heard was from one of the ladies that used to live here. You can see here in the windowsill there's kind of indentations, and apparently she used to stand here like this looking down at the canal and the boats coming up on the canal, and that's as a result this was one of the features that was left, along with the beams and other things that had to be kept to keep the heritage of the building. Prior to us taking it over, it was all boarded up and concrete blocked up, you know, because obviously they were afraid of vandalism and whatever, so it was derelict really when we took it over. With the combination of funding, we got enough to start the project. So we started on the cottage initially because obviously that was a bigger heritage project, and at that stage we had a heritage architect on board, and the cottage was more priority. So we started on that, and then we didn't have enough money to finish it, so we took out a loan, and that's what finished probably the shed and the rest of the project. So we still have a loan outstanding, but we're tipping away nicely at it, and eventually we'll get there and hopefully pay it off. It is great at the end when you look back and you see, after all the hard work, that you have restored an old building. It's now being used for a functional purpose, and we've set up a club, and children have a facility now near them that's accessible and that they can use and have another amenity and another sport.